Most of my clients use Close.io, and today I will cover everything you need to know about Close and automations that will run the CRM for you. Close.io is a CRM built specifically for the sales team because of its simplicity. It's built to move leads through a pipeline and close deals with no additional fluff. So having just that keeps your clientele clean and visible through the whole sales pipeline. This is good for businesses that don't need the expensive built-in tools that HubSpot or Go High Level has, like their website builder, calendar forms, and whatnot, in a more complex package. Now let's cover the tools that Close.io offers, and I'll briefly cover important pieces you'll actually use day to day. So here in my Close account, the main ones that you'll be using are the Leads and the Opportunities tab. A lead is a potential client or company. Here you can see all the leads you have and their information, their company, who owns it, and their status in your pipeline. If you click on one of these leads, for this example, Adobe Test, you'll see the full lead page. At the top, right next to the name, you can see the status you've set, which tells you exactly where this lead is in your sales process. For example, potential or contacted, qualified, client, loss, etc. On the left side, you see the About section, the tasks for your closers or VAs, any opportunities attached to this lead, and custom fields that you can add for tracking what matters to you, like lead acquisition source and MRR. The main area is the activities tracked by Close. These are things like emails, past calls, booked calls, and opportunity changes. Above that is Close's built-in email, messaging, and other tools, like this custom activity button that you can specify what you've done with your lead, like contract sent or invoice received. An opportunity is the deal of the lead within your sales pipeline. In the Opportunities tab, this is where you see the whole pipeline at a glance. Every deal is laid out by stage, and you can drag the opportunity through different stages. For one of my clients, he set opportunities as qualified if they only clicked on his ads, meeting scheduled when they book in Calendly, meeting completed or canceled depending on how the call went. And you can set up more depending on what's important on your pipeline. Sometimes the lead can have multiple opportunities. Maybe they bought in before and now they're back for something else. This keeps everything tied to the same person and lead without duplicating contacts everywhere. So this is good. All of this will keep your leads in one source, but you will still have to manage the lead and opportunity statuses in the pipeline on your own. You still need the time and labor to track these opportunities and statuses yourself, and write the information from your Calendly or forms to the corresponding lead and make sure there's no duplicates. Because of the time sink managing both statuses, people just do one or the other, leads or opportunities. But for successful sales, you need both to work hand in hand. So what makes Close really work for your business is the automations you set up in automation platforms like Make.com, Zapier, and NAN. I'll be using Make.com to show you an example of how I made Close hands-free. All right, so diving right in this scenario, this trigger checks whether a call is booked or updated on Calendly. And here sets up some variables based on their submitted Calendly form information, like their company information or API keys of different owners. For this automation specifically, my client has two acquisition sources, one from cold email and then one from his landing page funnel. So different Calendly forms are sent to this trigger and routers are set up to filter these sources. For simplicity, we'll go the cold email route. Here, we have conditions for call booked, call rescheduled, or canceled. So these are filters that kind of graph what direction the automation should run. For call booked, we search Close to see if this lead already exists. If they're found, we route to update the existing lead with the new information and update their status. If they're not found, we create a new lead in Close with all the Calendly form data, then create an opportunity attached to that lead. All right, so then going down here for rescheduled, same exact idea. We find the lead, update their information, and maybe adjust the opportunity stage or add a note that the call moved. For canceled, we would search for the lead, update their status accordingly, and depending on how you want to handle it, you can trigger a re-engagement sequence or a nurture sequence to log it and move on. The point is, the lead never has to be touched manually. They book, the CRM updates. They reschedule, the CRM updates. They cancel, the CRM knows. Your closers just open Close and everything is already there waiting for them. This point can be applied to when you complete calls as well. Here, this automation looks very simple as it is. For this trigger, the webhook is connected to an activity in the lead status page, where you can see call activity from the Calendly sync. From there, when the call is completed, the webhook gives the lead information to these modules to find the lead's current opportunity, which should be call booked, and move that status to call complete. So now you can see how a closed CRM infrastructure can standardize your business. These were just some automations that eliminate manual work, and there's plenty more that run your pipeline without your team touching it. If you want help figuring out which automations will give you the best ROI, I'm doing free audits where I map out exactly where your sales process is leaking time. Links down in the description. Until then, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you around.